Welcome once again, everyone. It is Cannabis News. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It's October 15th, 2019. The show, as always, is presented by the Marijuana Times. You can find us at marijuanatimes.org. Find all kinds of stuff there. Great articles. This show, if you click the video tab, and more, marijuanatimes.org. Social media links there as well. Today, we're talking about a new study, a federally funded study that dispels one of the myths about marijuana legalization. Also, a bust story that is very interesting, a marijuana bust story. Quite interesting. Not something you see every day. That's what we're talking about. Also, a big recall in Colorado. All of that is coming up. First, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Grow safe and poison-free with NatureSide. Don't use harmful chemicals. Don't use awful things that are going to make people sick on plants that they're going to be ingesting, whether it's cannabis or anything else. Don't do that. I feel like I tell you all that a lot, not to do that, and I'll continue to do so because it's bad stuff. Check out NatureSide, nature-side.com, a proud sponsor of Cannabis News. I feel like there's something in my headphones that I'm hearing that I don't like, and it's bothering me. Hopefully, you all aren't hearing it. I'm hearing it, and it's getting on my nerves. In any case, I'll move on. Check out NatureSide. They're awesome. Grow safe and poison-free with NatureSide. This first story from marijuanatimes.org by Julia Granowitz. Federally funded study finds cannabis legalization doesn't negatively impact other states. There was a study commissioned by the Department of Justice. It was to determine whether the impact of cannabis legalization, and what they found was that there doesn't seem to be a negative effect on neighboring states, as many might claim. Researchers used statistics on drug possession and distribution arrests in a combination of states that had legalized and neighboring states. They were looking to find three specific things, namely how legalization impacted law enforcement resources within the states that had legalized, how it affected the same resources in neighboring non-legal states, and whether cannabis legalization had any effect on drug trafficking. Legalizing marijuana did not have a noticeable impact on indicators in states that bordered those that legalized, the study concluded, adding that there were no noticeable indications of an increase in arrests related to transportation or trafficking offenses in the states along the northern or southern borders of the states that had legalized. And check out those numbers and all that. Click the link in the description of this video to find the story. Even if we were to find that there were more cannabis arrests in neighboring states, that's not an argument against legalization. That's an argument for those states to consider legalization themselves. So either way, it's the diversion problem, the diversion theory, the theory that if legal weed somehow goes to other states where it's illegal and gets in the hands of those people, that some nefarious, awful shenanigans will ensue, is just not a real fear. It's not a real thing. It's not a real threat. Same thing within a state. People will say, well, we're for medical marijuana, but we don't want it to get in the hands of recreational users. Why? What do you care? What does it matter? How does it affect you? That's the right question. How does that affect you? The answer is, it doesn't. Mind your business. I feel like a lot of what I say can be boiled down to just mind your business. Worry about your life. Not whether Joe Six-Pack is smoking a doobie in his house. He doesn't have the medical qualifications you think he should have to smoke a joint, so therefore he should be criminalized in some way. No, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thought. You're dumb for having that thought. You dummy. Mind your business, dummy. Anyway, this next story is from Newsweek.com. Montana man arrested with $4.25 million worth of marijuana go free. That's right. As I said, I normally don't do bust stories, but if it's interesting enough and it's unique enough, I will talk about, and this is one of those stories. 2 Montana men were arrested while driving through Douglas County, Minnesota, With more than $4 million in marijuana, they have been set free after a judge ruled that the seizure was illegal. Alexander Clifford Gordon, 24 of Helena, Montana, and Jared Michael Desroches, 30 of Missoula, Montana, were charged on March 5th in Douglas County District Court with 2 counts of controlled substance crimes in the first degree for possession of more than 900 pounds of marijuana. Both men, bail for both men was set at $150,000 for unconditional release. Minnesota State Trooper with a track record of making large drug busts, Aaron Mirren, said a cracked windshield and unsteady driving led him to stop the 2 men, according to the Star Tribune. Search of their Chevrolet pickup. They got a narcotics detecting dog, alerted the trooper to the presence of drugs. They found 900 pounds of marijuana, 406 1-gram packages of THC concentrate, 112 glass jars containing THC wax, and over $15,000 in cash. Man, excuse me. After watching a video of the stop taken by Mirren's squad car, St. Paul lawyers representing DeRoches and Gordon, Paul Applebaum, and Hillary Barrett Parsons, that's a lot of names. This is a name-heavy story, filed motions to suppress the evidence as a result of an illegal search. They said, quote, the squad video, which essentially records from the same vantage point as Mirren's, shows that the pickup never crossed the fog line. It merely touched it once for a fraction of a second and proceeded flawlessly for a substantial distance before Mirren pulled it over. On Tuesday, District Judge Timothy Churchwell ruled that the cracked windshield was sufficient cause to stop the vehicle, but he found that Mirren lacked reasonable grounds to expand the traffic stop into a search of the vehicle. Without the evidence, there was no probable cause to charge the 2 men, so Churchwell dismissed the charges. Prosecutors have 5 days to appeal the ruling. Not every day you hear a story about having $4.5 million or $4.25 million worth of cannabis and walking away. But there you go. Little uniqueness for your life. This, for those of you who bought marijuana in Colorado, Cannabis Company recalls marijuana from mold and yeast at 54 Denver dispensaries. Cannabis growers Bonsai Cultivation has recalled marijuana from stores all over the city and state because of excessively high yeast and mold counts, the Denver Department of Public Health and Environment announced on Monday. Consumers who bought Bonsai brand flower, shake, trim, and pre-rolls, spliffs, joints, and blunts between April 30th and October 14th could be affected. So if you're one of those people, listen up, pay attention, and if you missed what I just said, rewind it and have me say it again. DDPHE opened an investigation after identifying multiple samples of marijuana plant material had failed total yeast and mold sampling from multiple retail store locations. They're investigating this issue and overseeing the recall process to remove potentially contaminated products from commercial circulation. The Public Health Department said that the health impacts depend on the product, duration and frequency of use, and level of exposure. Stores and consumers should throw the Bonsai products away or return them to the store, officials said. And they have a list, if you want to check it out, the link in the description of the video, of course, of the stores affected, 147 stores statewide. Big product recall in Colorado. So if you're in Colorado, like I said, heads up on that. Thanks, everybody, for checking out the show. Of course, we're here 5 days a week. Cannabis News, marijuanatimes.org. You can find us there. Click the video tab. You can also find us on YouTube and Vimeo, Apple Podcasts for the audio version of the show. Thank you to NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. And thanks to all of you who watch and listen and like and share and comment and share the truth about cannabis with this show. You are awesome. Please keep doing so. Make cannabis great again. Get the swag. MakeCannabisGreatAgain.com. It's awesome as well. Be like me. Wear a hat just like I do on the old video machine. Incredible technology. They'll ship it right to you. It's amazing. Amazing stuff. Thanks, everybody, for checking out the show, watching, and listening today. And we'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.